Hey guys, today I'm going to give you a little mini review on a liquid foundation that I have been loving. The Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I think loving might be an understatement. I like it a lot. I was on the hunt for a new one anyway because my Matte Velvet Plus had kind of, you know where you get to a point when you're like sick of something? So after reading the reviews, I really wanted to try it and I was blown away. At first I was really sketched out because the color selection is not that good. I think there's like 6 or 8 shades or something like that. So that is a negative. That's one of the negative things. The collection of foundations didn't have what I thought was my perfect shade, so I had to either go a little lighter or go a little darker than I thought was the color that I needed. So I went a little lighter and went with Creme Ivory. And there's the color indicator right there, which you can see. I mean, anything with ivory in the title usually means that it's very fair. Now, I do have fair skin, but in the summer, I have never been any kind of ivory shade ever. So I really was a little bit nervous about that. I just went with the lighter shade because I'd rather go lighter on my face than darker. I went with the lighter shade and I found that it is actually, it's a little bit of a chameleon foundation. My skin tone isn't the same every day. I self-tan, you know, if I'm out in the sun, it's going to be a little bit, my skin tone is going to be a bit darker. So my skin tone does vary, and I find no matter how much it varies, this kind of adjusts to match my skin. It's amazing. So that being said, you know, if you think that you haven't found any shades that are dark enough for your skin tone, you might be surprised. You might find that one of them actually works, kind of adjust to your skin better than you think. Now, I can't say that's for sure, obviously, for everybody, but that was my experience. I thought this was going to be way light, and I found that when you put it on, it looks a little bit light, and then within about 5 to 10 minutes, it starts really reacting, and that's about how long it takes me to finish up the rest of my makeup anyway, like my eyes and everything. So in like 5 to 10 minutes, it really starts adjusting to your skin tone and kind of warms up to however, you know, however dark or light or whatever your skin tone is. I don't know how it does it. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. Even though there's not a lot of shades, the shades in themselves seem to, this one anyways, seems to give you a lot of wiggle room, being that it kind of adjusts. And like I said, I've never been ivory anything in the summer, so this is like, that's huge that this matches my skin. So anyway, yeah, the shade selection not so good. The formula itself, amazing. Okay, so this makes my skin look so amazingly flawless. It's really unbelievable, and it looks natural though. I can't stress that enough. It makes your skin look like skin, like you look like you have this natural beautiful complexion because it's kind of more of a satin finish, but yet it keeps shine from cropping up all day. I rarely have to touch up this foundation. So it does that, and just not only the shine factor, but it actually just lasts. The makeup itself lasts for an insane amount of time. And the coverage with this is probably, I would say, medium to full. You can kind of wear it different ways to get different coverage out of it. I could get like more of a sheer coverage when I mix it with my moisturizer, so I think it's very versatile in that way. And I hesitate to say heavy coverage or full. I hesitate to say full coverage because I don't want it to make it seem like it's cakey or it's heavy or anything like that, because it's not. It's so natural looking. It's unbelievable. But if you do have some, like, you know, blemishes and things, when I first picked this up, I was having breakouts around my mouth, and it covered it. No concealer needed. So if I think of anything else that's like really crucial that I forgot to mention, I'm sure it'll be popping up in an annotation somewhere. I don't want to talk your ear off because now I'm going to show you the steps I use in my everyday foundation routine with this Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. Okay guys, so the first thing that I recommend is to apply this foundation in as close to daylight as possible, preferably near a window, or check it in daylight. You know, make sure you have a mirror that's really close to you so you can really see. You really are going to need far less of this foundation than you probably think you need. That was my experience anyways. But the first step, of course, is to moisturize, and I use Garnier Moisture Rescue Lightweight UV Lotion. This one is SPF 15, which is really nice, and it doesn't have that really strong sunscreen smell. Yeah. In fact, I can't really detect any kind of sunscreen scent in this. It says it has SPF 15 though, so I don't really think they're lying. I already applied this earlier this morning, so I'm going to skip that step. And I have just been using my fingers to apply this foundation. I just really like to blend this out because it's so blendable, so I kind of like to use my hands with it, but it's just me. So anyways, just get about that much And I'm just going to get it on both my fingertips and just kind of dot it on my forehead. And as you can see, I mean, that was probably too much even. Like, you really don't need a lot of this at all whatsoever. So then I just kind of I like to start in the center of my face and just blend out from there. I do end up getting a lot of the product on my lips because it is so blendable. It just kind of glides right onto my lips, but I just remove it then when I'm done applying it. Normally I don't like to apply foundation underneath my, in my under eye area, but this one is almost like a concealer and foundation in one. Anyways, these are the Pampers Soft Care Baby Wipes. So since I have been using my fingers to apply my makeup, just because it does feel so nice because it is a very silky foundation, I've just been keeping these baby wipes around because, if you apply your foundation with your fingers and you don't clean them, I mean, you are going to get like little foundation fingerprints all over your house, or your MAC palettes will really show them. And then I do find, since it does remain blendable for so long, that I do need to use a little bit of extra loose powder than I would with my Matte Velvet Plus to make sure that it sets up and it's dry to the touch. So I'm going to use my Makeup Forever HD powder, and sometimes I also use my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in Medium Plus. But anyways, this is a C309 brush from Coastal Scents. So like I said, this foundation has reduced a lot of the other steps in my foundation routine. This is the only step that I find, that I have to kind of increase, I guess. So I use more loose powder and I use less of everything else, but I don't mind doing that. Okay, so I'm almost done. One last thing I want to do is just conceal my under eye area to finish everything up. This is the Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. I mean, I have some pretty severe dark circles, so for me to be able to just use my foundation and then a little bit of this stuff, which is pretty liquidy. Let's just put it this way. I was using this product when I was using Matte Velvet Plus, and I had to use a my color corrector, my Benefit color corrector underneath it. So now I don't. I feel like I always talk so monotone when I do my foundation routines because I'm like concentrating on blending everything, and I'm just like, I feel like I sound really weird. Anyways, I'm going to set that with a large sable blending brush from Coastal Scents, and I'm using my Powder Flage from Benefit just to set my under eye area. And this is the last step. So that didn't really take that long. It took a little longer because I like to explain the steps and go into a little bit more detail. If I were just doing this for myself, I'd be like, you know what I mean? So that is my updated foundation routine. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.